welcome to another episode of Witchin Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple pasta dish for lunch. I'm only cooking for myself today, so I'm going to make a small portion, but you can most definitely add more to the ingredients if you are cooking for more of a group. I had some ingredients left over from my doTERRA oil party that I had last Friday, which I posted a video about, which you can view right here, or in the description below I'll post a link to it. I had some cherry tomatoes that I chopped up for that recipe, that gluten-free recipe, because I had some people attending the party that had dietary restrictions and I wanted to be courteous to them and have options available for them as well. Someone was allergic to tomatoes, so I didn't add them to the dish, but then I forgot to put them out so other people could add them to the dish if they wanted to. So today I'm going to be using some cherry tomatoes to just use them up so they don't go bad, and just use them in this dish. So here are some of the ingredients that you're going to need for today. We're going to make some small shells. You can also substitute this with orzo if you want. I did an orzo recipe last summer that was really good with tomato and basil. Here we have our cherried tomatoes that are cut in halves, and I'm going to add them to the dish as well. I have some lovely basil and parsley from the garden, which smell amazing. Just going to make sure I have no dirt or bugs on them. Just give them like a little once over. And then last but not least, we're going to be coating our pasta concoction with some feta cheese. This is tomato basil feta cheese, so that's going to be amazing in our dish. It's going to give the pasta a little bit of a creamy coat and more of that cheesy flavor. So those are our ingredients for today. Let's get started, shall we? We're going to start by filling a small pot with water, and then we're going to place on a high heat to get the water boiling much faster. Next, we're going to put in some fine sea salt and stir so it doesn't all settle in one spot. Next, measure out your pasta serving. I'm only serving one person today, so I'm going to do a small portion, but you can do this to however many people you have coming over for lunch. Add your pasta to your boiling water and be sure to stir it quickly so it doesn't all stick together. Add some olive oil to enhance taste and avoid sticking as well. And we're gonna cook that to taste. So if you like your pasta a little more al dente, then you don't have to cook it as long. Al dente means there's a little bit of bite to it. If you like your pasta well done, which I do like my shells more well done, then you're gonna cook it a little bit longer. So it looks like our pasta's just about done. Time to strain. Slow-mo. The slow-mo makes me even more hungry than I already am right now. Since this is going to stay a hot dish, I'm going to leave all those pasta flavors in there. I'm just going to strain the water out of it, but not rinse it off to keep the flavor in. And I'm going to place it in my dish like so. Now, again, this is only one serving. If you wanted to make more, you could just follow the directions on the box and it shows you how much to make per group or per person. There's about 8 servings in this box, and each serving size is about a half a cup. I don't know if this is a half or a full cup. I'm a really bad judge at that. So we're going to take our olive oil and we're just going to drizzle that in. Olive oil is really good for you, really good for the skin. I'm just going to mix it around like so. It's going to coat the pasta in it. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some crushed black pepper. I'm just going to add that in. And I'm just going to mix that in. Now we already salted the pasta, so we don't need to do that again. We salted the water to boil and the pasta is now salty still as a result. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our herbs. I'm just going to rip them up in the little pieces like so. And when you rip them up, you can really get all the flavors out of them. So this is my favorite part. You could even use half of the sprig if you want to, if it's too much. But I'm going to add the whole thing. I love my herbs. I think it adds more flavor. I'm just going to stir it in like so. Now, I chopped these into halves, so I'm just gonna add some cherry tomatoes because I want to use these up so they don't go bad. These are so good in the summertime. They just pop in your mouth and they're so refreshing. We usually have them in the garden, but I don't think we have them this year. The year before, the groundhogs ate them all. So it was kind of like survival of the fittest last year. All right, so there's our tomatoes. You could add more or less if you'd like. I'm gonna just add like a little handful here. And our last, but certainly not least, because I think this is going to make the whole dish, is we're going to add our tomato basil feta. And that looks delicious right there. I don't want to dirty the feta, so I'm going to grab another spoon, and I'm just going to put in a little spoon like so. You could put a couple spoons in depending on how much feta you'd like. And it's just going to coat the pasta like this. And that is all you have it, folks. That is my lunch. So now is the final taste test. Guys, I cannot wait to try this pasta, and I got a big spoon so I can get a little bit of everything on here. I have some pasta and some feta and a tomato with some feta on it and some basil and parsley. Here we go, ready? Oh my god. That's heaven in a spoon right there. You can taste the basil and the parsley and the tomato just pop in your mouth. I feel like Giada right now.
Spaghetti.
Just delicious. So there you have it. It's really simple. The most thing you're doing is chopping your tomatoes if you don't have them pre-chopped already, cooking your pasta, adding a little salt, pepper, grabbing some herbs from your garden. If you don't have herbs from your garden, you can get them from any farmer's market. And that's really it. Thank you so much for joining Witchin Kitchen again today. I am Justina Carubia, your host of justinasworld.com and Bohemian Magic Studios. Come visit me on my website. I will see you next time. Stay magical, you guys. Mwah.